which is better, the heli system or a leg clip setup? So I get this question a lot, and in my eyes, by far, it's a leg clip. So I will use a leg clip wherever I can get away with it, other than in a solid bag, obviously, but anywhere else that I'm fishing, I will always opt for a leg clip setup, and that is for two reasons. One of the reasons is that it's a much better indication. So when you cast out, your lead hits the deck and then your rig is the opposite side. So whenever the fish takes the bait, it's hitting that lead immediately, and you're not having to take up loads of slack line before you get the take. So it feels the lead immediately and you're straight into the fish. The other property there is that you can drop the lead if you need to very efficiently without messing around with too many systems and clips and different bits and pieces like you do with the heli system. With these ones, I really like them because the little leg clip here is super slick. It's a really nice pattern, a really nice colour, and I use them on a little leadless leader. So I will fish a leg clip wherever I can get away with it, and if I'm fishing anywhere that's sort of clear or anywhere it's just got the slight bit of weed or anything like that, then I will fish a leg clip just as it is, and I push the tail rubber on about 2 clicks, and that's enough to hold the lead on properly, and I can play the fish in with that and it doesn't cause any problems at all. But if that fish is to shake its head too much or get a little bit distressed or go towards any snags or weed, that lead can also just pop off really easily, just like one little pop, and that is off there. So I can drop the lead and play the fish out nicely, and that's really good if you're fishing any weed. So I tend to use this one in heavy weed when I'm just trying to drop a rig on top of the weed and I'm not trying to punch the lead right through the weed and get a rig somewhere presented, because I know in some situations where you can find a hole and you can fish in it lovely and clean, then that's perfect. But if you can't and you still got to try and present a rig, we have fish showing in areas that you know is weedy, but you don't want to lead around and scare the fish at all. So chucking like a chod rig at them can be a really effective way of doing it, and I will always do it like this. So I have the bead slid up to about where I think the depth of the weed is, and sometimes I will chuck lead out just once, just to feel the drop and see how deep the weed feels, and then maybe I'll slide the bead up, adjusting accordingly. But yeah, I do tend to fish them like this, and I don't always drop the lead on these ones because I tend to fish a little bit of a lighter lead. It kind of goes against the process a little bit, because with these systems you do have to pick up all the slack of the line before you start to feel the bite. But when I'm fishing over heavy weed, I don't want a really heavy lead plugging down through that weed and then creating a weird bow in the lines, because the weight of the lead swinging around and catching all of that weed can really hinder your chance of landing that fish and the rig's safety. So if